TP-Link has just released a new indoor-outdoor camera. This is the Tapo C120. We've got a 2K image sensor, spotlights on the front, free local storage on the camera with the addition of a micro SD card, and AI-powered notifications for people, vehicles, pets, and a load of other things. Now, some of the things we're going to be taking a look at in this video today is how good is that 2K image quality? How well do the mics sound? Typically on these indoor cameras, the mics aren't that great. And then we're also going to dive into all the features that we get in the app. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Now I'm pretty excited about this one because this camera technically isn't even released yet when I'm making this video, but TP-Link is sponsoring this video and did send out this camera for us to take a look at. So right here, let's take a look at some of the features that come with this camera. We've got a 2K image sensor. This is an indoor and outdoor camera. It does connect to Wi-Fi. We've also got Starlight colored night vision. IP66 rating, so that's going to be water and dust proof. We've got free smart AI detection, colored night vision. We just took a look at that. On the side here, it does work with Amazon Alexa and the Google Home, so you can integrate it into there. And then taking a deeper look into some of this stuff, we have got discrete night vision. So this is something that's pretty cool. Typically with night vision, you do see red lights on either side. Now, if you are going to be using this as maybe a baby monitor, that can be distracting for kids. You can actually turn that off. So we've got discrete night vision. You can turn off those red lights. So that's going to be pretty cool. Two-way audio, AI smart detection. So this right here is going to detect people, pets, vehicles, and a host of other things that we're going to be taking a look at in the app a little bit later. We've got local storage, and it also has cloud storage. So if you do want to pay for a subscription for cloud storage, you have the option. But if you don't want to do that, that is totally fine. We do have local storage here. This can take a micro SD card of up to 112 gigs. I'll have links below for micro SD cards that I recommend. And you do have to have a micro SD card for local storage, so do keep that in mind. We've got our activity zones. We have got our color night vision with spotlights, customizable black zones. So if you do need privacy, you can set up those black zones. And then this also does have an alarm. Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the features with this camera, let's take a look at what's coming in the box. We're going to get a quick start guide. This is a mounting plate. So for this one, you can either screw it in, or it does come with this double-sided sticky right here. Once you get that mounted up, the camera itself can automatically attach to that. So it's going to be magnetically attached to that, which is going to be pretty cool. Here is the actual camera itself. We have got USB-C on the back. Love that. Huge speaker back here. And this is how the mount works. It opens up just like this. And there is the camera. So you can put it in any angle that you want to. We can put it back in reverse. So let's say we want to mount it up this way, or just put it regular. There are so many different mounting options on this, which I love. Now here on the side, we do have a port. This is going to be for our micro SD card. Also, our reset button is in here. This is going to be weatherproof, so that's pretty cool. Now here is the actual front of the camera itself. We've got our 2K image sensor right here. We've got our spotlights on either side. We have got a microphone and an indicator light on there, and then also our motion sensing is there on the front. Now, if we take a look, the rest of the stuff, we also come with a power brick and a nice long power cable. This power cable is going to be 3 meters or about 10 feet long. Here is a template for mounting up our bracket up here. We have got also some mounting brackets. So if you do want to cable manage this, there's some brackets from there. We've also got our reset tool there, and then we've got our screws and anchors if we need to use those. Now, if we want local storage, we do want to put a micro SD card into this camera right here. So let's go ahead and open up the side of it. And then here is my micro SD card. We're going to slot that in. If you guys need some help on finding the right SD card, I will put a link in the description of the ones that I use for all of my cameras. We'll go ahead and get that set up for you. Let's make sure we're getting it in the right way here. Nope, let's flip it around. All right, there we go, and it is clicked in. Now, once you get this put in, you usually want to go into the software and format the card, so that way you make sure that it is recording footage on that card. All right, now as far as the app goes, there are a few things that I want to cover in here and some exciting things too. Here is what the app looks like. So we've got our home button here at the bottom where we can see all of our devices. we have our camera tab down at the bottom, and from here we can see our different cameras that are set up. So we've got our outdoor camera, we've got our indoor camera. I'm gonna go ahead and tap on the play button for our indoor camera. Make sure the volume's turned down on this one. And then something that's cool with this app that I really like is that I can also tap on the play button for our outdoor camera. And I can see both of these live views at the exact same time. So typically not something that we get to see with a lot of the camera systems out there. So kudos to TP-Link for setting that up. So I'm gonna click Manage for our indoor camera right here, and here are all the settings that we have. Now we've got our options for taking pictures, recording a video, adjusting volume, listening to do two-way talk. Below that we've got talk, alarm off, privacy mode. You can turn on the lights if you want to do that. And then at the bottom here, we've got our playback and downloads. So from here, you can see all the different things that have been recorded on the timeline. You can pinch and zoom in and out on that if you do want to do that. Let's go ahead and back out of there. And then something that I wanted to show you, if I tap on the actual camera here, we see that there is a little kind of a plus sign in the bottom left-hand corner. If I tap on this, it is going to allow us to do like a multi-view camera. So this is going to bring up live views of all of our Tapo cameras, which is super cool. I'm gonna close out of that. Up in the very top corner, we can tap on our settings button. Now there are a few things in here that I want to point out. We go to our storage and recording. Here is where you're gonna want to put in your micro SD card and then also format it. So you are gonna format it here when you put in a fresh micro SD card. Let's back out of there. Next thing I want to do is spotlight settings. So we've got the ability to adjust the brightness on our spotlight, our on-off duration from there. And then we've got our options for advanced settings. So from here, we can do a camera account, and this is where we can set up an RTSP. This is going to allow us to, instead of recording locally onto a micro SD card on the camera, we can actually record to a network server in our house, also known as a NAS, so a network attached storage. So if you have a NAS, a network storage that is attached to your home network, you can actually set up to record locally to that, which is super awesome to do. I'm gonna back out of this because we're not gonna be setting up that account right now. Here are some of the other settings in here. And one other thing that I wanted to point out on here, which I found unique to TP-Link environments, is right here towards the bottom, it says reboot camera. And you can actually set it up for the camera to automatically reset at a certain date and time. I've also noticed this exact same setting for the TP-Link routers. So I've got their mesh Wi-Fi system and I can set that up on there too. What I like about that is that when you've used something for a really long time, typically if you're having an issue with maybe your home internet, they'll say, well, unplug the router, unplug the cable modem. You can actually set it up in the settings for TP-Link to automatically reboot itself at a certain time. So for me, I have it automatically reboot itself once a week at 3 a.m. when nobody's going to be using it. So I thought that was a pretty cool setting and something that I wanted to point out on these cameras. Okay, now that we've taken a look at the features in the app, let's go ahead and take a look at some demos of what this camera is capable of. All right, we're testing out the indoor camera. Now this is what it looks like during the daytime. It's right in this room. I'm about 8 feet away from the camera right now, but we're doing an audio test as well as a visual test as where you can see me. Take a look at the patterns on the couch for these blankets right here. That'll kind of give us an indication on how well this camera is working. I also want to back up here. So let's back all the way up here. I'm about 25 feet away. So here I am, 25 feet away from the camera, just to give you guys an idea of audio and also video of what it sounds like. Next, we're going to be taking a look at this camera with no spotlights on. So we're going to have the night vision on, and then we'll take a look one more time with that night vision. All right, this is what this camera looks like at nighttime. There are no red lights on, which I am very happy to see that. But we want to do a distance check. So here I am about 8 feet. Let's go all the way back here. So this is me all the way about 25 feet, all the way back here. You guys can of what you can see with this thing. Next thing that I want to do is that we're going to do one more test of this camera with these spotlights on. All right, we now have the camera with the spotlights on. I gotta say, the spotlights look great on this thing right here. They are only at a power level of 3 out of 5, so right here in the middle, and it lights up great, but it's not completely blinding, so I do like that a lot. But let's take a look at what it looks like all the way back here. So we can see Back here, about 25 30 feet away, it's nice because it lights up this whole room without being blinding. That's actually something that I really do like about this camera right here compared to, say, an outdoor camera. But what do you guys think of this night shot with these lights off? All right, so what did you guys think of this camera? I thought the daytime shots were fantastic. I thought the blankets on the couch were nice and crisp, the patterns on there. As far as me walking all the way back to about the 25-foot mark and coming forward, I thought that the daytime image looked great. As far as monitoring your house, it's going to look good. Now, for the nighttime image, it looked good when I did not have the spotlights on. I thought it was fantastic. When I did turn the spotlights on, there was a bit of ghosting to where when I was walking in front of, say, the cabinet in the background, there was a little bit that needed to be cleaned up in there, but overall, I thought it was fine. Now, typically, you're going to be using those spotlights outside, so you're really not going to be using them indoors as we tested, but I wanted to show you a demo of what they look like with the spotlights on in the house. Now, overall, this is a 2K camera. We have free local storage. I love that it has that RTSP feature, so we can save our clips locally to a NAS inside of our house. We've got the Starlight night vision on it, free AI notifications, so we're going to get notified if it's a person, a pet, a vehicle if you do have this outside. So that was cool because some other cameras do charge extra for that stuff. Another cool feature with this camera too is that the base of it is magnetic. Now, as great as this camera is keeping an eye in and around your house, it still does have to be plugged in, but TP-Link does have the answer for that, and that is their outdoor battery-powered camera. You can take a look at that video review that I did over here if you're interested. And if this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you in the next video.